Let's start the VM, then we'll start discussing the things. Okay. So in the last class we discussed about the internals of SQL Server, right? So when you create the database, what will happen exactly? How many files will be created? Like how the file structure will be in the SQL Server, right? So we have discussed about the databases, discussed about the file groups, discussed about the files, discussed about this log file and data file differences, right? So what will happen when any data is coming, like how it is going to insert, when it will move to the data file. So all those things we discussed in the last class, guys. Okay. So can anyone tell me, when you create a database, how many files will be created?
Two files will be
Two
created.
files.
Two are shared, four are specific.
Huh? Who is that? Who is that?
It's two file.
No, someone said 4 or 50.
Yeah, services.
Yeah, who is that, guys? Who is that? Someone said 4 are specific, 2 are shared. Someone said like that. Who is that?
Myself, sir.
Mallikarjun. I'll give you
No,
an assignment.
no, sir. Me
Myself,
not.
Saida, sir. Saida.
Saida, I'll give you an
Okay.
assignment. Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
Mallikarjun.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, so I'll give you an assignment. What you are going to do is like, you have to write, okay, what are the services are there in SQL Server and what are the files are there in SQL Server. Five times you have to write.
Okay.
Both services and files. Okay, you have to write
Okay.
five times. Fine. Okay, so two files will be created. What are those two files?
Data files and log files.
Data files and log files. So what is the first data file will be created in the database? What is the first data file will be created? What is the name of the data file? Even the data file also will have one name.
Primary data file.
Yes. What is that? Primary data file.
MDF, sir.
MDF file. Okay. So can anyone tell me the hierarchy, physical hierarchy of the SQL Server? Physical hierarchy from server level to table level or page level. Can anyone tell me physical hierarchy?
Yes, sir.
Sir, first instance will be created.
Okay.
And then inside instance our database we have.
Okay.
Inside database a file group will be there. Inside
Okay.
file group one file will be there.
Okay.
And inside file extent will be there.
Okay.
Inside the extent one page will be there.
Not one actually, multiple pages will be there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
8 pages consist of
Yeah,
analysis.
yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So can anyone tell me, other than Kiran, can anyone tell me the logical hierarchy of the database? How logically it will be organized? How logically, okay, data will be organized in SQL Server. So in SQL Server databases, schemas, tables. Okay, this is the logical hierarchy of the SQL Server, guys. So yesterday we discussed it, right? In SQL Server databases will be there. In the databases we will have file groups and log files. In databases we will have file groups and log files. If you go inside the file groups, you will have data files. If you go inside the file groups, you will have data files. There are two types of data files. One is MDF, master data file. Second one is NDF, next data file or new data file. So only one MDF file will be there for database. You guys, you can add multiple log files, you can add multiple NDF files, but only one MDF file will be there per database. When I'm creating, I'll get one MDF file and one NDF file. When I'm creating a database, of course we'll get two files. Okay, one is data file. What is the data file? The data file is called MDF file. Okay, second one is log file, so you can see that as a LDF file. So only one MDF file will exist per database. Okay, I'm not saying one data file, guys. Only one MDF file will exist per database. If this MDF file is full, you can add another data file that is called NDF, second data file. Second data file, from second data file onwards, if you add second file, it's an NDF file. Third file also NDF, fourth file NDF, fifth file NDF. So multiple NDF files will be there. Multiple log files, if you want, you can add, but only one MDF file will exist per database. Master data file. So can anyone tell me this MDF file will be created in which file group?
In
which
primary,
group? In primary file group, this MDF file will be created. So this is how it will work, guys. So MDF file, if that is full, you can create, you can add multiple data files. That is second one is NDF file. So log file, generally will use only one log file per database. We can add multiple log files, but it's not recommended practice to give multiple log files and all. Because of performance issues, we don't recommend, okay, to add multiple log files. If there is a situation like if there is no free space in the database, we'll add multiple data files, NDF files, but we'll never add LDF files. Okay, LDF file you can add it. It's not like MDF. MDF only one data file per database, one MDF file per database, but log file will also be like one only, but for log file you can add multiple log files. Okay, it's not a recommended practice, so that's why we don't add it. So in the real time you may see multiple data files, one single MDF and multiple data files like NDF files and one LDF file you can see, guys. Clear? Any questions here, guys, please? Any questions?
What is the difference between NDF and LDF?
M and N, right?
Yeah.
See, there is no difference between MDF and NDF, but when you create a database first time, SQL Server will give you a MDF file, master data file. So generally there is a good practice, best practice we can say in the organization, that Microsoft recommended, hey, when you are creating a new database, I'll give you one MDF file, one LDF file. So what you can do in the MDF file, generally the database related metadata will be stored in the MDF file, like what is the database name, what is the database ID. Okay, this kind of metadata information will be stored in the MDF file. So Microsoft best practice is, hey, if you want a good performance, don't create user data in the MDF file and leave MDF file for system data or metadata. You can use from second data onwards, you can add an extra data file. From second data onwards, you can use your user data and all. So the performance will be good. Okay, this is the Microsoft best practice, Microsoft recommended practice. But generally no one will follow this recommended practice. They will start inserting data in the MDF itself. If the MDF is full, then they will insert NDF files. Okay.
Sorry, I am asking regarding what is the difference between
That's
NDF and LDF. NDF and NDF.
Initially itself I asked M and then. Okay, that's okay, no problem. Yesterday itself we discussed what log file will do, what data file will do. This is also a data file. This is also a data file. Like it is going to use it to store the data. This is a log file. As discussed yesterday, what it will do? What a log file will do?
Store all the transaction data.
Correct.
LDF.
Yes.
Temporary storage.
Yes, it's a temporary storage area until the data is going to move to data file. Sanjay, yesterday you didn't attended the class, right? I guess.
No, in Saturday.
Oh, okay. You don't know about Friday's class.
So Friday is any class?
Yes.
Yeah, Sean, same here too. So are we? This is the 5th class right now, right? This is Sam.
Yes, Sam. I agree, totally agree, but I am not sure whether you remember this discussion or not. In the last weekend class, we discussed that for this week and next week, we are going to connect on Fridays and Saturdays, because this week I am going to like out of the town, and next week we have a Christmas, so I cannot take class on Sunday, right? So that's why for this week and next week, classes will be there on Fridays and Saturdays. This point has been discussed in the last class itself. So
Oh,
yesterday,
sorry, sir.
yesterday I guess most of the people are joined. So 1-2 people are missed.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
because like that's our regular working day. Because
I
I wouldn't be having
I can understand.
yeah
I can understand. Why?
yeah
Because I cannot give you a break in the second week itself. You people will disappoint,
yeah
right?
makes sense.
So that's
So
why. Yeah.
yeah, so I have to like I'm looking at your YouTube channel. So
Mm-hmm.
that class I missed is the 5th class, right?
Correct.
That's where
Correct.
you talked about the data file. So
Yes.
I have to go through that.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So
So
I
yesterday
guess
we
I will
discussed these
catch
things.
up.
Yeah. So yesterday, fifth class I just uploaded. Sixth class it is like uploading now. So it is going to be
Okay.
uploaded in an hour. So just go through these videos. So yesterday we discussed the differences between
Okay.
data files
Okay.
and log files and all. Okay.
Okay.
So the next weekend it'll be the same protocol, right? You
Same
would do
protocol. Yes, Friday and Saturday. Next weekend also.
so
Okay.
this 2 weeks you will do the early
Yes.
Friday. So I have
Yes.
to
Yes.
because Friday because when you conduct that, so that will be Friday 8:30 time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to see because I have a meeting on that. So, but I have to figure something out. Otherwise,
Yes.
I have to catch up with the recording. Okay,
Only
thank
Friday
you.
morning you will face difficulty. Okay, Friday evening you can adjust, I guess, right?
Yeah. So if I cannot attend on the Friday morning the live class,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to share me the video so I can
Definitely.
catch up.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
All
yes.
right.
You will
Thank you.
get it.
Please
Yeah, no
continue.
problem.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so this is the main difference between the data file and log file, guys. Log file will store the data temporarily until the data is going to be moved to the data file. Data file is a permanent storage area, which is a disk. So if you are inserting 10 GB data, not sure in the next second what will happen. 10 GB data or 100 GB data, it cannot write to the data file at a time in a single shot. It's not like a flash memory kind of thing. So 10 GB or 100 GB, if you want to write the data, if we are getting a 100 GB data from the application, that 100 GB data cannot insert it to the data file at a time. It might take some time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. In this time, if the database is crashed, if the server is crashed, where is the security for your transactions? So that responsibility will be taken by your LDF file, log file. Until the data is going to be moved to the data file, the transactions will be stored in the log file temporarily. Once the transactions are moved to the data file, once the transactions are committed, that keyword is called commit. Once the transactions are committed means what? Saving the data permanently in the data file. Once the transactions are committed in the data file, whatever transactions are there in the log file, those transactions will be deleted automatically. In this way, log file will be reusable. Okay, log file will be reusable, guys. Every time it will be reusable. So once the data is moved to the data file, that 100 GB will be deleted from this log file. So your log file can grow, might be to 100 GB or 500 GB. Once the data is moved to the data file, that 500 GB again will be shrinked to 100 GB or 10 GB, depends upon its previous state. Okay,
So
so it will
it is done
grow.
by SQL Server, yeah,
Yes,
or
it will
manual.
done by the SQL Server only. So
Okay.
you cannot do it manually. I mean, you can do it, but the thing is, you will have hundreds and thousands of databases. You cannot monitor each database, each log file. So it is a difficult process, right? So it will be done by the SQL Server automatically. So log file can grow if there is a need. Log file can shrink if there is no need. Okay, so that's why it's a reusable file. Clear, guys?
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So let me connect to the SQL Server. So in the yesterday's class we discussed about this physical hierarchy. Let's go little bit deeper into that database side. So in server, as per the physical hierarchy, in a SQL server, in the SQL instance, you will have databases. In the databases, you will have file groups and file log files. Log file doesn't belong to any file groups. That's why I just separated from file groups. Okay, in that file groups you will have data files. Data files are two types. One is MDF file, master data file. Second one is NDF file, next data file. So if you go inside this data file, okay, any data file, if you go inside this data file, you can see extents. And if you go inside the extents, you can see pages. Page is the basic storage unit of a SQL server. Basic storage unit of a SQL server means whenever you are creating a table, at the end of the day, that table will be created on a page, guys. At the end of the day, that particular table will be created on a page. What is the size of the page? 8 KB. 8 KB. What is the size of the page, guys? 8 KB. So page can be shareable. Can I create multiple tables on a single page? Sir, mine is very small table. I'm just using 8 KB means what? How many bytes, guys? 8192, right? 8192 bytes. So I just created a table of 100 bytes, a very small table. So I have like again 8000 bytes are free. So can I create one more table in the same page? The answer is no. Page cannot be shareable between the objects. Pages cannot be shareable between the objects. One page, one table. If your table is big, SQL Server will allocate one more 8 KB page. If your table is increasing, if your table is growing, SQL Server will allocate one more 8 KB, 8 KB, 8 KB, 8 KB. Like that, your auto growth will work. Is it clear, guys? If you're inserting the data, the table will grow, right? If the table is growing, SQL Server will keep adding 8 KB, 8 KB, 8 KB, 8 KB, like that it will keep adding, guys. Okay, page is not shareable between the objects, means you cannot create multiple tables on a single page. Only one page per table. One page per table, guys. You can create only one table on a single page. If the table is growing, if you keep on inserting the data, SQL Server will allocate extra pages to you. To you means to the table. Is it clear, guys? Page.
So if you want to store only one, then it's require 8 KB.
Only one means what you are going to restore?
No, if you want to have one character, yeah, one integer value, only single character, yeah, single integer. So it's required 8 KB.
Yes. If you are inserting one character also, it requires 8 KB. Minimum is 8 KB.
Okay.
Minimum is 8 KB.
Sure.
Okay. So initially you just created a table with one character. Still, SQL Server will give you. Why? Because it's an intelligent service, guys. It's an intelligent system. So you cannot stop with the one character, right? In the future, you might increase, right? So again, allocating one more page. So if this page is shareable, again allocating one more page is it will give you a lot of pages for a single table. So that's why SQL Server won't allow you to create one more table. Even though there is a free space in the page, it won't allow you to create one more table in the page, guys. Is it clear? Excessive pages, generally excessive pages will create performance issues. Excessive pages will create performance issues. So that's why what happened. So even though the table is small, SQL Server will give you the whole 8 KB page to you, to the table. Chalo, use this. If not, use it for future. But I cannot, sir, I have a lot of free space in my page. Can you use for another table? No, it's not possible. As per the architecture of the SQL Server, you cannot create second table on the same page. Okay, so if you are creating one more table, SQL Server will again automatically it will allocate one more page for you guys. This is how it will work. So page is a basic storage unit of a SQL Server. Whenever you are creating any table, at the end of the day, it will stored on a page, guys. If the pages are not sufficient, if you are keep on increasing, like if you are keep on inserting the data, then SQL Server will keep adding 8 KB pages to the particular table. Okay, guys, is it clear? So one table can sits on one page, one table can sits on 1000 pages, one table can sits on 10,000 pages. It depends upon the size of the table. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So, sir,
Does it, sorry.
No
you go
problem.
ahead.
Does it maxed, thank you. Does it maxed out anywhere, Sean? Like even they
No.
said
See,
10,000? No.
very good question. So it's keep on adding 8 KB, right? So till how much it can add? 8 KB
Exactly,
means
it was my
what?
question.
Yeah.
8 KB means what? 8 KB means it's a storage. So where is your data file stored? In the C drive only, right? In our case.
Yeah.
So it's keep on adding the 8 KB until there is a free space in the C drive.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, this batch 47 database is there. This is a data file. How to identify data file and log file? By just looking the files. Of course, sir, I can see underscore log. So this is a log file. Yes. But just by looking the icons, data file will contain table in the icon, whereas log file will contain a notepad kind of thing in the icon. Sometimes these extensions might be different. In the SQL Server, extensions are not mandatory. I can create batch 47.shanmukh. No need to give .mdf. It's not mandatory.
So, sir, there is
So-
no NDF.
That's what LDF means. This is the LDF. If you go and check these properties, you can see .ldf. Extension is different. The file that you can see is different. File name is different. Okay. Underscore
So,
log
sir,
LDF.
is there any
the properties? Then you can see .ldf. You can see here.
So there is no NDF file.
No, why? See, if you need it, add it. I said like you will get two files. One is data file, second one is log file. I didn't said you will get three files. You will get, when you create a database, by default you will get two files. One data file which is MDF file, another one is log file LDF file. If you want, just add one more file, then you can see NDF file.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so no problem. Yesterday you are not there, right? So that's why you might confuse, but just go through the yesterday's class. Okay, I'm going to upload it. Don't worry. Yes, someone is asking again. What is the question?
So, sir, is there any particular size for the extent, like
I'll
one
tell you.
page or
I'll tell
yeah?
you.
Okay, okay.
Extents we have to discuss. Okay, so this is clear right till now. If you see here, the agent is in stopped state. You can see red mark. Okay, so let's start this. Right click again, start. You can start the agent. Okay, so you will get yes or no pop up. Just click on yes. Fine. So that is about your particular page, guys. So yes, to till which level it can grow. See, if you keep on adding 8 KB, now you can see 8 MB, right? Now you can see this is the file size, not page size. So you just in this database, I am creating one table. So the table sizes keep increasing in. So the table will be stored in this batch 47 data file, right? If the table is occupying more pages, means the file will grow, right? So till what level it can grow? Till there is a free space in my C drive. Why? Because that file is hosting in C drive. So that file can grow up to 8 GB or 8.27 GB. I have only 8.27 GB free space in this drive. If this is full, again you will request Windows team to extend the drive. They might increase 100 GB, 200 GB. So it will keep on growing, guys. Yesterday we discussed one data file can grow up to 16 terabytes. Okay, depends upon the space availability. Is it clear now? So till what point it can grow, guys? Till what point a data file can grow?
Up to C drive full 16 TB.
Not C drive, you cannot say that answer. In our case, it is C drive. In the organization, you might have up to drive full. Okay, up to drive full or 16 terabytes. One data file. Okay. Right, fine. So this is your page, guys. Then what is extent? Extent is called collection of 8 continuous data pages. Extent is a collection of 8 continuous data pages. This is a basic allocation unit. Don't confuse. Extent, another definition for extent is basic allocation unit. Page is basic storage unit and extent is basic allocation unit. So here if you see, it's a collection of 8 continuous data pages, guys. It's a collection of 8 continuous data pages. Let me show you that in case if I have those diagrams, it might help you. Let me show you. Just I'm trying to open my computer. SQL DBA demo. Just a minute. It is not there. Let me open the Google, guys. Just 1 minute. Right. So let me type the extents. I am getting this pop-up. Okay. So extents in SQL Server. Just go to images. So you can see. Okay. So it will be like this. If you see here, just a page is loading. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. So if you see here, extents, right? This is extent. Like you can see, there are again two types of extents. One is uniform extent, second one is mixed extent. Okay, if you see here uniform extent, you can see all the 8 pages will be there, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages will be there. You can see here, 8 pages will be there. See here. So here, if you observe it correctly, you can see here some of them are in yellow color, some of them are in like white color and all. So as I discussed, extent is called a collection of 8 pages, right? So this is one page, 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 and like this 8 pages are there. My table is created on all the 8 pages. This is a uniform extent. I'll explain. And if you see here, this is a mixed extent. This is table 2, index 1, index 2, table 2, table 3, table index 3, table 2, table 3. So indexes is also an extra object like table. I'll tell you there is a separate class in the performance tuning. So there we'll discuss what is meant by an index, what it will do and all. So indexes also, index pages will be there. So indexes also a separate objects in the SQL Server. So extent, what is an extent? First of all, extent means a collection of 8 continuous data pages. Okay. So collection of 8 data pages, you can call it as an extent. And basic allocation unit. So let me explain you. Let me rephrase. Earlier I said SQL Server will allocate one page, right? Let me rephrase you. So whenever you are creating a table, what SQL Server will do? SQL Server will allocate. As I said, there are two types of extents, right? Mixed extent and uniform extent. What is this mixed extent and what is this uniform extent? Both are collection of 8 continuous data pages only. But mixed extent means you will get 8 different pages, so that you can store 8 different objects in this mixed extent, guys. Different objects means different tables. Each page you can give one table. As I said, each page is one table, right? So mixed extent is generally 8 different pages you will get it. Means first page 1 can be a sales table, mixed extent, right? Page 1 can be a sales table. Page 2 can be a student table. Page 3 can be a transactions table. Page 4 can be a some other table. So each 8 pages you can see 8 different objects will be stored in the mixed extent. Mixed, it's a collection of 8 different objects. Uniform extent means all the 8 pages belongs to a single object. All the 8 pages belongs to a single object. Means page 1 student table, page 2 student, page 3 student, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 7, page 8. In all 8 pages, the same table will be stored. That is called uniform extent. That is called uniform extent. So as I said earlier, when you create a table, SQL Server will allocate a page. I said SQL Server will allocate a page, right? So from which extent it will allocate a page? From mixed extent or from uniform extent?
Definitely mixed extents.
So from which extent it will allocate a page?
Mixed
Guess it,
extent.
guess it, guys. Guess it. Whether it can be a mixed extent or uniform extent. From which
I
extent
thought
it will
mixed.
allocate?
I thought mixed.
Mixed.
Okay.
So if the table is large, then it may allocate the uniform extent, and if the table is small, probably it go for mixed extent.
Right. Correct, guys. Okay. So here, why it will allocate? Generally, it will give you a page from the mixed extent only. Why? Because to save the storage. See, imagine I'm creating one student table, one small student table. I'm creating one small student table. Imagine it gave uniform extent. What is the size of the extent? Can anyone tell me?
64 kbs.
64 KB. Page size is 8 KB. So extent means 8 pages. 8 into 8, 64 KB. Imagine you are creating a small table. You know that this is a small table. Okay. For a single small table, if I allocate 64 KB, if you are not using that 64 KB in the future, you are going to waste 64 KB of storage, right? Like that, lot of users will create lot of tables. Everyone is going to waste almost all, like most of the storage they are going to waste, right? They are not going to use it. They are creating a small table. For small table, why I have to go for a uniform extent? For small table, I just need one page, right? So who will give a single page? Your mixed extent. So initially, while creating a table, SQL Server will allocate a page from the mixed extent to save the storage. For future references, if the table is growing, then it will allocate. Subsequent allocations will be uniform extent. Subsequent allocations will be uniform extents. But initially it will give you a page from the mixed extent, guys. Why? Because to save the storage. It won't give you 64 KB for your small table. It will simply give you a page from the mixed extent, which is 8 KB. If your table is growing, then okay, this table is a large table, chalo, subsequent allocations would be uniform extent. Is it clear, guys? Any questions here? Any doubts? Nothing to worry, very simple. No one will ask you these many internals. I know, I like lot of people face the interviews, and even I tried help them also. Till now 80 to 90 percentage, no one will ask you like, can you please tell me the internal? Mostly like 5 percentage interviewers will ask, can you please tell me about the page architecture or SQL Server architecture? Then you have to discuss all these things, guys. Okay, this is how it will work. Is it clear? So nothing to worry, just try to understand, that's it. You should know, right? If you go inside the SQL Server, you should know how the pages will be organized, how the data will be organized. So that's why I'm explaining you, but nothing to worry. Mostly no one will ask you these concepts. They might ask you what is the page size, what is an extent, what is the extent size. Okay, they might ask you these kind of questions. Clear? Is it clear? Page and extent.
Yes.
Everyone. Okay. So again, if you go to page, inside the page, sir, I want to see inside the page what will be there. Okay, inside the page like this it will be. Okay, so like this Microsoft SQL Server data page, and you can see page header, and you can see here data row 1, data row 2, data row 3, and then free space in the page. This is like address, guys. Address. If you see here, this is an address. This 1 is pointing to data row 1. This 2 is pointing to data row 2. This is called row offset. Row offset will contains address of each record. If you go inside the page, okay, this will be like this. If you go inside the page, data row 1, for example, yesterday we inserted one record, right? 1 Suresh from Hyderabad. So that record will be inserted here. And 2 Mahesh from Bangalore. That record will be inserted. 3 Kamesh from other city. Okay, that will be inserted here. So each record address, this is a record, right? This is staying here. This address would be stored in this row offset. So a table will be created in each page. And that table, okay, is called row offset table. This table contains the address of each record, guys. This is like if you go inside the database. Is it clear? Everyone, guys?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, so this is all about your pages and extents. So if you keep on increasing, like if the data is like if you're inserting more data and all, it will keep adding you like extra extent. It will give you an extra extent. Okay, next extent. It will keep on giving you next extent, guys, if the table is growing. So now my question is, why the page size is 8 KB? Why not 16 KB? Why not 32 KB? Why it is 8 KB only? Can I resize the page size? Can I resize my page size? Sir, it is 8 KB. Is it a standard or I can change?
No, it is a standard.
Very good. Okay, so the page size is standard, guys. You cannot change it in any version. It is not possible. Okay, in any version, even in the latest versions of SQL Server also, it is not possible. Listen carefully. So why page size is 8 KB? I'll tell you. Okay, there is no particular answer for this, but Microsoft gave one value. Okay, so here imagine employee table is there. So where it will sit, guys? At the end of the day, it will sit on a page, right? Imagine this employee table is occupying 1000 pages. Imagine this employee table is occupying 1000 pages. Now you will write one query to see the records of the employees. What is the query? Select star from employee. You will write one query to see the records. So if you write this query, it will show you all the records in the employee table. How it is going to show you? Whatever pages are there, employee table will host, like it will sits on one pages, right? Whatever pages are there that belongs to employee table, all these pages will be loaded inside the memory. All these 1000 pages means 1000 into 8, 8000 pages, right? 1000 into 8 KB. Okay, 8000 KB, right, will be loaded inside the memory. All these 8 pages, all these 1000 pages will be loaded inside the memory. Memory means what, guys? RAM. All these 1000 pages will be loaded inside the memory. So now imagine if my page size is, sir, why 8 KB? I'll give you 1000 KB. Each page size is 1000 KB. Why we need extra pages every time? So I'll give you 1000 KB. So what will happen, guys? So these pages has to load inside the memory to read the data, right? If page size is big, it will take time to load inside the memory. Sir, okay, sir, no problem. Then I'll decrease my page size. Why 8 KB? I'll give only 2 KB. Each page size is 2 KB. Now if it is less space, like if it is 2 KB, instead of 8 KB, you are giving 2 KB, means for one page you are inserting 4 pages. Agreed, guys? Earlier it is 8 KB. Now you just change it to 2 KB. Now what is the page size? 2 KB. So if instead of one page, one 8 KB page, how many pages has to be loaded inside the memory?
4.
4 into 2, 8 pages, right?
Yeah.
Right. So 4 into 2, 8 KB. So 4 pages has to load inside the memory. Excessive pages will create performance issues. Excessive pages will create, if the page size is too big, it will take time to load into the memory. That will also create performance issues. If page size is too low, excessive pages will create, for one 8 KB, it will create 4 pages. So 4 pages has to load. Earlier only one page has to be loaded inside the memory. Now instead of one page, 4 pages are loading inside the memory. Excessive pages can create performance issues. Means if the page size is big, also will create performance issues. If page size is small, also will create performance issues. So Microsoft gave one recommended value. Okay, chalo, let it be 8 KB. Okay, not too big, not too small. So it is going to manage in that way, guys. Clear, everyone? Is it clear? Fine. Yes. So now what we'll discuss today, we'll concentrate in creating tables and all, guys. Generally 99.99% we don't create any tables in the organization. Application team will be there, or requirement from application directly, like directly through application itself you can create the tables. You means the people who are using the application, they can create the table directly through from application itself. We'll never create a table, but you should know what is a table, how it will be, how to create a table, how to read the records inside the table, how to insert the records, how to filter the records. Everything you should know, right? So in this class we'll concentrate on those things, guys. So we'll create one table. So if I want to create one table, what I should have, guys? What I should have? If I want to create a table,
Database should be.
I should have database, right? So tables should be
Database.
there in the databases. So I should have a database. So yesterday itself we created databases. So in the database itself I'll create one table. Okay, right. So let me use this batch 47. Right click. I want to create a table, right? So in which database? First select the database. In which database you want to create a table? Okay, I want to create the database in this particular batch 47 underscore new. Chalo. Open a query window from this database. Okay, so I'll write queries inside that particular database, right? So I'm going to create tables inside this database, right? So open query window from the database only. If you open query window from this batch database, what will happen? The tables will be created in the batch database. If you just open a query window from batch 47 database, the tables will be created in the batch 47. So I want to create in batch 47 underscore new. Open, right click, new query. Sir, by mistake I opened a connection from the batch database. Can I change it? Yes, you can change it from here. You can change to any database. See here, once you open a query window, you can change to any database. You can change to master, model, MSDB, TempDB, any existing database, any online database. You can change the connection. Means whatever queries you are running here, those queries will be executed on this database. Very important, guys. Very important. Whenever you're writing queries, whenever you're executing queries, make sure which database is selected. Now customer asked you to create a database, create a table in the batch 47 underscore new, but by mistake you selected batch here. So your table will be created in the batch database. Instead of batch 47 new, your table will be created in the batch database, guys. You cannot do like that. Okay, imagine customer is saying, hey, can you please delete the table, one table, something employee table is there, I don't want that table, can you please delete the table from the batch 47 underscore new database? Okay, I'll delete it. So what is the command to delete the table? Delete from table name you have to give. But by mistake you ran that query in the batch. In the batch also there is a employee table. In the batch 47 underscore new also there is an employee table. So instead of this database, you deleted table from this database. What will happen, guys? What will happen? Tell me. What will happen? That is the last day of your job. That's the last day in your organization. Simply they will remove you. Nothing. There is no discussion and all. You have to submit the laptop and you have to
Can
go to the
restore the
HR.
database, right?
Yes, yes. So clients are very serious, guys. They are very serious about these kind of issues and all. Some people will be there, like we have product based, service based companies, and also service based companies are generally very strict. Okay, so in case if you are doing any mistakes and all, they don't even give you one chance, first chance, second chance and all. Definitely they will remove you. So very important thing is, even though you are an experienced DBA, still people will do these mistakes while running the query, while executing the query. Always cross check on which database it is executing. Okay, so now I want to create a table in the batch 47 underscore new, right? I'll change the database. Sir, is there any other way to change the database here? Yes, we can use command also. Use database name. Use database name. You can use this command also. So what is my database name? I want to change the connection from this new to batch. Okay, use batch. Execute it. See here, it is new, right? Now if you execute it, the database will be changed. If it is succeeded, then it will be changed. Why it is taking this much time to execute on simple query? Right, see here it was changed, batch. Let me check the performance, guys. Just click on this 99. Why it is using 99, which is Windows modular installer. Let me kill it. I don't want this. Right now it was decreased. Okay, done. Fine. Now it will be fast. Okay, if you execute it, so I can see the database is changed. If you execute to another database, if you want to change the database to another one, okay, batch 47 I want to change. Okay, then just execute it. Okay, just again execute it, then the database will be changed to batch 47. So this is the command way of changing the database. This is the GUI way of change. Sir, I don't know the command. Okay, change it like this. No one will ask you. It's your, okay, preference, guys. You can use commands, you can use GUI also. No one will ask you. Do it in GUI only, do it in command only. No one will ask you. Okay, so now I want to create a table, right? What is the command to create any object, guys? Create. Yes, what you want to create? I want to create a table. Okay, table. So you have to give table name, right? Chalo, I'll give table name as employee. Okay, so this is my small table, simple table. Last time we discussed, if you are creating a table, what and all things you are included in that table, guys? You will include some columns, right? Employee ID, employee name, employee location, employee salary, some different columns you will include, right? So for columns you have to open the braces. Then what columns you want to include? I want to include employee number. Chalo, very good. E number. You can give any name. This is a name, column name, guys. I can give EMP number also. It's not mandatory that, sir, I have to give E number only. No, you can give EMP number also. So the column name will display with EMP number. Okay, chalo. So yes, now you went to a market shop, guys. You just went to a what I can say, a kirana shop. What? You just went to a kirana shop. Then you will ask, right? That shop owner, you are going to ask, so I need half kg dal, I need 2 water bottles, I need what I can say, so we are going to use, right, 2 liters of milk. So you are just giving units, right? Whatever you want, you are giving units, right? Right, guys? So you need 2 liters of milk, means the 2 liters is a unit. So you cannot say I need 2 kgs of milk. Why? Because liters means generally liquid items you will use the standard format like liters. Liquid items you will just give liters. Okay, I need 2 liters of that 2 liters is a unit, guys. In the same way, employee number is a column. So what kind of data it has to accept? Numbers, right? Numbers are alphanumeric numbers, right? So you have to give the data type. Data type means what type of data this column is going to accept. What type of data this column is going to accept. So we have different types of data types, guys. In the SQL server, we have different types of data types. Like for numbers and all, you can declare integer. You can give integer. For character values like names and all, you can give char. You can give varchar. For numbers you can give like for money transactions and all, you can give money. Date and time, student, employee, date of joining, you want to insert date, you have time, you have. These are the different types of data types, we can call it as a data types. Char, varchar, and varchar. Binary we have. Okay, decimal we have. Decimal, binary, decimal, float we have. Okay, so these are different data types that can be used in different scenarios. Like 20-25 data types are there, you can use any, depends upon the your requirement. See, my requirement is employee generally will have employee number means I can use integer. Employee will have character, employee will have employee name means characters. I can use either char or I can use either varchar. Employee will get salary, I can give money data type. Employee will have date of joining or date of birth, you will have date, I can mention time, I can mention, so that it will accept that kind of data only. If employee number I gave integer, guys, can I insert characters in the employee number? It don't allow us. Why? Because you already declared employee number is integer. That means as per this integer data type, it has to accept only numbers. You are trying to insert employee number as ABC. It won't allow you, guys. It will throw the error. Okay, so this is the data type. Okay, for each column you have to declare the data type. Next employee comma, second column I am going to use employee name. Generally you can give varchar or character also, but varchar will save you the storage. Okay, so that's why I'm just giving a varchar of 100, means up to 100 bytes you can insert in the employee name. Imagine your name might be Sai, Sundar, Madana, Mohana, something is there, lot of big name, very big name. So it will be there up to like 100 characters. Sai, SEI, 3 characters, Sundara, SUNDRA. So like that you can give up to 100 characters, guys. If you want, you can increase this, right? Next is salary column. You have to give comma. See, if you don't give comma, see here, you will get an error. Red line you can see, right? Just put comma beside this column. Okay, salary. So salary generally we are going to, okay, give in terms of money only, right? So money data type. Chalo guys, this is my create command to create a table. Okay, this is my create command to create a table, guys. So create table, you have to give the table name. Column names, I'm creating a table with 3 columns. One is employee number, what type of data it has to accept, integer. Second one is employee name, what type of data it has to accept, varchar of 100. Third column is salary, what type of data it has to accept, money. Okay, so in this you can execute this query now. Before executing, I'll show you whether table is there or not. Okay, let me refresh. If the table is there, where I can see, here I can see under tables, under this graph tables you can see. So as of now you don't see any tables, right? There is no user table. So select this, guys. Before executing, always select the query. You can still execute without selecting also, but the challenge is if you click on execute button, how many queries are there? Select at version. I'm just giving one example, sp underscore who to, like these are different queries, guys. If I click execute, all the queries will be executed. Now I want to execute only this first line, select it and execute. If you don't select it, whatever queries are there in this is called one console, guys, one connection you can say. This is called one connection. Like this I can open one more connection, new query window. Like this you can open one more connection, you can open, this is called a session. The technical word is a session. This is one session, this is one session, this is one session. Each session will have session ID. See here 59, this is session ID 59, this is session ID 51, this is session ID 55. So different sessions you can see here. Okay, so very important. Why? Because these sessions, using these sessions only we can track who is doing what kind of queries and all. If you are deleted some database, they can easily came to know. Delete means you run delete query, right? Or else even though you execute through GUI, it will create a delete query, right? So we can see in which session the delete query ran. We can see who deleted the table, who ran this delete query. In the login name section we can see everything. So to track, we will use this session IDs. SPIDs will call it as a SPID. Okay, fine. Chalo, if you are having multiple queries, always select which query you want to execute, select that query and execute it, guys. If you don't select, if you just executed the whole execute button, if you just executed all the queries, then all the queries will be executed, guys. Let me show you. Okay, so you can see here, right? So you can see the table is already created. See, let me show you, refresh. You can see, right, dbo.employee. What is this dbo, guys? This is a schema. Always as per the logical hierarchy in the data, in the server, databases will be there. In the databases, schemas will be there. In the schema, tables will be there. So schema is a container. In one schema you can create multiple tables. In one schema you can create multiple tables, guys. Schema is a container. So if you don't use, sir, schema is mandatory. Yes, mandatory, but I didn't created any schema, right? SQL Server will create a DBO schema. By default DBO schema will be there. So whenever you are creating any table, that tables will be created in the default schema, which is DBO.
Shanmugh, in real time, while we're creating the table on any particular database, we'll be creating under specific schema, right? As directed by the development.
Yes.
Okay.
So generally in the real time, how it will be. So in the real time, we don't know what should be the table name. We don't know what columns should be included. We don't know what are the data types. Why? Because this is a simple table. You can guess it. In the organization, complex tables will be there. You cannot guess it what type of data. So that can be decided by developers only. So in generally in the organization, if 99% developers only will create the tables, if they don't have permissions and all to do that, they will ask you to run scripts. They will give the script, create table script. You have to simply copy paste that script here in this session, and you can simply run it. That's it. That's our responsibility in creating the tables in the organization. We are not going to involve in creating any of the tables. We are not going to decide in keeping the names of the tables. We are not going to decide the columns sizes and all. We are not responsible for that. Only developers are responsible. They will prepare a query, they will give it to you. Sometimes they will execute, sometimes they might ask you to execute. So as a DBA, we have to execute that script. We don't know whether that script is a create table or delete table script. Blindly you can execute those scripts. Whatever scripts given by the developer team, you can blindly execute those scripts, guys.
Okay, so my question is like, so far we learned how to create a database and how to create a tables, but I'm not sure like how to create a schema.
Schemas, that's what I'm saying. Like some development part we don't cover at all.
Okay.
Why? Because we are not going to involve in. See, the simple command is create schema name. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to I can create the schema. Says create schema some sales. So next time I want to create this table on a particular schema, create table name on schema name. That's it. So this table will goes to that particular schema, but we are not going to involve in creating schemas and all, right? So that's why development part I don't touch it. We don't need it. Why? Because most of them are non-technical, so they don't want development. And it's good, guys. This is called development. Okay, T-SQL. It's good if you have T-SQL knowledge. Again, we will have lot of things: schemas, stored procedures, views, triggers. Lot of things are there. Joins. Lot of things are there to discuss, but we don't cover those things and all. Why? Because we don't involve in development activities. Okay, so if you want, you can learn it separately. If you are more interested, means that comes under coding. You can learn it separately. It's good to have knowledge, coding knowledge and all, but it's not mandatory have coding knowledge. Clear?
Sir, whenever these developers needs to create a table, they will send us
No, not every
ticket.
time. Not every time. Yeah, they will send a ticket. Okay, so whatever work is there, you will get in terms of tickets only.
Okay, then ticket comes means we have to attend the ticket and we have to create as per the requirement and
for
give it back
example,
to.
for example, they might have some requirements. DBA team, that is called deployments. So what is deployment? Depends. Different deployments will be there. So simple scripts deployments will be there. So they will raise a request in the ServiceNow. ServiceNow is a ticketing tool, guys. One tool, okay, to create a work items and all. So they will raise a ticket in the ServiceNow. So that ticket might be, if you are in shift, you can take care, or your colleague can take care of it. So in the ticket itself, they will clearly mention, okay, run these scripts on so and so database. They will attach the scripts also. Sometimes they'll forget to include the database name. You cannot blindly execute on whatever database you want. Like, you have to ask them, okay, you said we have to execute the scripts, okay, on which database we have to execute. Generally in the script itself, it will be mentioned like this. Okay, open the script and check it, use database name. Okay, so if they mentioned like this, no need to ask on which database I have to execute this script. It was already mentioned here, use database name, go, means already they mentioned the database name on top of the scripts.
Okay,
if you
sir.
Don't see this command, then you can ask them on which database I can execute these scripts.
Sir, another question. When, in real time, in our team, there might be 10 members or 15 members in our team, right? So the ticket directly comes to me or a team. It comes to a team.
Never a ticket comes to you directly. Okay.
Okay.
That's not at all possible. It will directly comes to the group. We'll call it as a group assignment group.
Okay. Then we have to assign the tickets
assignment
in
group
our.
will be there. Imagine you are a SQL DBA team. Your team will have an assignment group. So whatever ticket comes to the assignment group, automatically you will get one email to your Outlook. Okay. So ticket assigned to your group. Then whoever there in the shift, they can take care of it.
Okay, sir. Okay. In shift, how many people will be there, sir? Usually.
That we cannot
Based on
decide. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people also will be there. Depends upon the project. Depends upon the team size.
okay. We have to coordinate and we have
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
okay
Generally
attend the
10 to,
ticket.
if it is a medium company and all, okay, then generally 10 to 15 DBS will be there. So
Okay, sir.
always 2, 3 DBS will be in week offs. Why? Because they will rotate the week offs, right? So
Okay, sir.
hardly 10 people will be available daily. These 10
Okay,
people will be adjusted in 3 different shifts to support 24/7. So 3 people per shift will be there. Okay.
okay, sir. Okay.
Generally. But in
Okay, they have to do backups also, alerts also, and do these kind of things also. Every 3 people only
yes,
we have to
yes,
manage, right?
yes.
If any problem comes, we have to discuss in our own group and we have to manage, right?
If any problem comes means again one ticket will come. So who is going to assign that ticket? He has to work on that ticket. If he is unable to work, he can take the help of their colleagues.
Sir, I didn't get the last point, sir. Please.
If you are unable to fix that issue, you can ask the help from
Okay,
the
sir.
colleagues. That's it.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
no problem. So any questions, guys, here? How to create the table and all? Okay, so now I just created. Yes, please. Any questions?
Sir, what is magic table in magic table in SQL, sir?
What is magic table?
Yes, sir.
This is the first time I'm hearing that magic table. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. Why? Because I'm not good in development. Okay, I don't know what is this magic table and all. Please be muted. Please be muted.
Who is
Who is that? Who is that? Why you are not muting? Who is that, guys? If you are
it's a
getting
Telugu
some
song?
it's a Telugu song. See, if you are getting disturbance, why you can't mute from your side? Fine. Yes, seriously, I don't know what is this magic table and all. Okay, so if you want, I will check it and I'll update you. Okay. If you know anything about this magic table, let me know. Even I'll learn.
No, no, sir.
Vegetable?
I heard from my teammates, sir.
Okay. Not sure what is this magic table and all. Okay, I'll check it.
Magic table is a temporary table which is used to in triggers.
Magic table is a temporary table, huh?
Yeah. Which is used in transaction.
Okay.
Insert transaction and delete transactions.
Okay.
So they store all data who is deleted or updated.
Oh, okay. It will track the changes and all.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, fine, guys. Right. So, yes. Even creating tables also we don't do it. We'll simply execute the script. But you have to, at least before executing the script, you should know, right, what it is going to do, and all. Blindly you cannot execute it. Just try to understand the coding, what it will do. Piece of coding will be there, like some different sections will be there. Try to go through each line. Just try to understand what this line will do, what this line will do. So if you have some basic T-SQL knowledge, that you can do it. Okay, so don't execute it blindly. Even sometimes developers also will do lot of mistakes. Okay, just try to, like, just check whatever script is there, open the script, right? You can see the whole script here, right? Just try, okay, this line will do this, okay, this line will create a table, okay, this line will select the version of the table. So you can easily understand each line. So based on that, you can easily get the knowledge. I'm not saying to write some scripts and all, just at least try to understand the scripts. It's very easy, guys. Like how we are talking, it will be in the same language only. Okay, very simple, very easy. But try to, like, lot of logics, lot of functions are included in that script, right? So it's difficult for us, it's difficult to write those many logics and all. For developers, they'll generally write all these logics. Fine, are we good? So can I proceed?
Yeah, Sean, just one quick question. Just let's say mistakenly a table got created under wrong database, right?
Yeah,
Is there any way it can import or export to the correct database, or it has to be deleted?
You can import export. The thing is, import export will copy the table into another database. See, I just created employee table in batch database, okay, in this database. So now I want to, like, export the table. If the table is empty, you can script out the table and you can execute that script in the batch Watson underscore new. If the table is not empty, because whenever you create the table, immediately you don't insert the records, right? Immediately you found the mistake, then you can script out and you can execute the same script in the new database, in which database you want to create. Or still we have one option called import export. You can import the table to this batch 47 underscore new. So you can export the table from batch to batch 47 underscore new. After exporting, two tables will be there. In this database also you will have employee table, in this database also you will have employee table. So in which database you don't want the employee table, delete the table from the database.
Copy that. Thank you.
Yeah. So yes, we can import export the tables, guys. I'll tell you, we have a discussion on import and export, so we'll discuss that one. Okay, how to do that. Fine. So now the table is created. So I want to see the records inside this table, guys. What is the query? If you want to read the transactions, if you want to read the data inside the table, so we have a query called select query. Read means select, guys. If you want to read anything, you have to use select keyword. So I want to read all the records. I want to see the whole table, then use star. Star means generally all columns. I have 3 columns, right? I want to see all the 3 columns information, then use star. If you have 100 columns, use star. It will pull all 100 columns information. What is the table name? What is the table name, guys? What is the table name?
Employees.
There. I'm sorry, I have to include employee here. Select star from employee. Select. So what you want to select? All columns. From which table? From employee table. Okay, chalo. So now let's execute this, guys. Select star from employee. So now I'm executing this one. So if I execute, now I'm getting an error. Why?
Because we are not created.
Why I'm getting error, guys? Can anyone tell me? We just created, right? I gave the same table name also. There is no mistake in the table name also.
The database is different.
Right. Okay. So before executing this, I just executed this command. Okay. Not sure how many of you identified. I changed the database. Wantedly, I changed the database. Okay. So if you see here, invalid object name employee means there is no such table in this database. My table is created in the batch 47 underscore new, but I am searching my table in the batch database. Can you get it? So you just it's like you just kept your bike keys in one room and searching in another room. You just it's like you just put your mobile in one room and you are searching in another room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So my table is created in the batch 47 underscore new, but you are searching the table in the batch database. So that's why you don't get the results. You will get the error. So change the database and execute it again. Now you can see all the 3 columns: employee number, employee name, and salary column. Now I want to insert
John,
some records. Yes, please.
quick question. Let's say, like I'm looking for a table and not exactly sure which database is under located at. Is there any way I can do like all, just or maybe
See,
select from employee?
whatever you want, you can do it, but you should be good in T-SQL. For that, you have to write one query. See, generally, if we don't know where is the file in our PC, what we are going to do, we'll do a global search. Okay, right? So we'll just go to we'll open this PC and we'll do a global search. Don't know in which drive, in which folder the file is there. So we'll do a global search, right? So in the same way, we can still do a global search. Okay, if you know the database, that's fine. If you don't know the database, you have to write some other extra queries, extra logics and all.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sir, how to check the description of that any particular table, which database is used and which such type of information, any query?
Queries will be there generally. See, customized queries will be there, not direct query. You have to like use some other tables and all. You have to include multiple tables and all to get any information. Queries will be there, guys. For any information, queries will be there, or scripts will be there, or you have to do it customization of that script. But yes, it is possible. We can do that.
I am asking if a particular table, I want to know how many data types and every column which data types is belong to. This employee number.
You can see here. Okay, if you open this table, Okay, let me open the properties. What you can see, table design will be there. I will go to edit top 200 rows. Okay, so here you can see.
If you guys interested in a lots of commands, please come to the Oracle, sir. Bring them Oracle.
Yeah. So here you can just add the records and all. Somewhere you can see here while creating the database, while creating the table, you can see, for example, if I am creating a new table, see, this is GUI way of creating tables, guys. This is GUI way of creating tables. Okay, so column name, for example, I am creating a student table. Okay, column name is student number. So here you can see what columns and all you want me to include. Okay, so while creating you can see. But yes, that is also possible what data type it is after that, but you have to go with a customized query and all.
Yes, sir. Sir, in Oracle, one command describe or table name. So that print all structure of table. Name is integer character type. Roll number is integer type. So such type of any command in SQL.
Yes, it's there. I guess. Let me check. Okay.
But it is not Oracle, sir. It is all it is part of SQL. Describe one. Yeah, it is. There is no Oracle command.
So
any query. Yeah, it's SQL. Everything is SQL.
1 minute. There is one keyword, guys. One keyword. So which will give you information about the table and all. Let me go to the properties. Okay, permissions, change tracking, storage, security, predications, extended properties. There is a keyword. There is a shortcut actually. You will get the table description. Yeah, you will get the table description and all.
Sir, I know a command, sir. Schema dot information underscore schema dot tables, I guess. Select star from information underscore schema dot tables. It will show all the tables.
That's okay, but
every database.
I can see the table description and all using that shortcut.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, notice, sir. Notice, sir.
Yeah, I'll check it and I'll update you. Okay.
Okay. No.
Fine. Any other questions here, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, then do one thing. Okay, just take a break. Come back after 15 minutes. So we'll discuss other things as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
So in our batch, how many person is working?
I'm working. I'm a full-time.
As a DBA?
No, I'm not. I used to work on storage. Now it's DBA. SQL Server will be my new field.
Okay. So from where?
I'm based in New York City.
Oh, okay. So do you want to switch in a DBA field?
Yeah, so currently I'm in management. I moved from storage to management. I wanted to switch to DBA. So just the demand is high. Microsoft focusing on SQL Server.
Yeah, I am agree with you.
પ્રોટેક્શન નો એવો એને કેસ કર્યો છે મારી સામે બરાબર મને ધમકી આવે મામલા મને આ તે સર્કિટ કોર્ટ નો કેસ આવ્યો મારી પોલીસ કેટલા દર ઉઠી બરાબર એનો ઈલાજ શું ગામ ધક્કા ખાવાના કારણ મારી જો નાખ છે હું આટલી મહેનત કરી રહ્યો છું તેને આપણાથી ફોન ના કરાય ભાઈને શું ફોન કરી કરવાનો કે આ શું છે ના મારે શું લેવા કરવાનું એ તારે સમજવાનું હતું તેને પછી આવતી વાર ને જ્યારે આવી ત્યારે વાત કરી લેવાની તું શું તારે શું નાના મોટા મેં તને એવો ટાઈમ નથી કર્યો બરાબર મેં તો ખાલી એને તો પીરો મારી વાત નહીં કરવી થઈ એ જે હોય બરાબર છે એ તું તઈને એની જોડે ઝઘડી બરાબર છે તારે શું ઝઘડવાની જરૂર હતી તને કઈ દીધી કશું હા એ અમે ઉભા હતા અરે ચાચો પ્લાન તું ઝઘડી બીજું કોઈ ઝઘડ્યું હા બધા શું ઘટલો બધા ઝઘડેલા તારે હું હતોય નહીં બધું મામા આવી ગયું બરાબર હવે નાના અમે હવે મારે એમાં ફોટો હું ઝઘડાવા ગયેલો બધાની જોડે તારે આ ખાલી ત્યાં આવી તારે મને ફોન કરવાની શું એની માટે જરૂર હતી ત્યારે ગાડી મૂકેલી તારે મને શું લેવા જવાની જરૂર હતી ક્યાં આવી એવું કેવા ખાલી મારે કહેવાનું હોય ત્યાં ડાયરેક્ટ અમુક વસ્તુને ડીલ કરી લેવાની હોય ને તો મને થોડી ખબર હતી અરે હું કાઢું તો અરે હોતા સીધી વસ્તુ છે ને બરાબર છે કલર સારી કેરેક્ટર આવશે પાણામાં સારી જાણ ક્યાં જઈને ઝઘડા કરીને આવે છે સારી સ્કૂલમાં જાય નહીં ઝઘડી આવે સારી ગયા પેલો નીચે પેલો ગાડી લઈને ઉભો રહી તો ઝઘડેલા આ દિવસે મેં એને માર્યો હોત તો મારી પાસે એમાં પોલીસ કેસ દેવો હોત
Guys, meet your
નકાને એને પેલી નીચે પેલી રહેતી હતી આપણી પણ પેલા લોકો રહેતી હતી છોડીનો ભય પણ આવ્યો બરાબર એની જોડે તું ઝઘડી બરાબર છે એની માને પણ એને મેં માર્યો હતો ને જાણો કે મારી પર એની પર અમે પોલીસ કેસ થઈ જાય આમ ઓગરે બધી જતી રહેશે નહીં ખબર પડે છે ને તારે પણ આને આપણે કેસ પાછો લેવાનું તો કશું કરી લઈ શકીએ મારે કહેવાનું શું તાર ગુલામી કરાવ્યું છે ગુલામી નહીં હા બોલવા કરે હા નહીં બોલવા એટલે એની માર્ક સુધારો કર્યો આદી
if you are the married then you face that type of problem.
અરે પણ એ થોડી મને થોડી ખબર હતી કે હું એની જોડે કઈ એવી રીતે નહીં કરી કે કેસ કરી દે